What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Ever Adaptive Podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Becky Flowers. I got Sarah Budson over here.
What's up, guys? It's been a fucking minute.
I forgot how to start the record on this, so if that tells you anything.
Looking through my email for your invite to this, and the last time we did this was in February. And I think prior to that, it was like this time last year, maybe even earlier than that.
Oh
So
my gosh, I didn't realize it was February.
it's
Oh,
been a while, yeah. And I think, yeah, prior to that, it was like months because I think we both kind of just got to a point of we didn't really have anything left to give.
yeah. And I feel like there's no point recording. It got to a point where it's like, what value is this giving anyone? Or is it just us rambling?
Right.
And I know I got messages that people love to listen to it, but still, like deep down, I don't feel like you're getting anything from it. What's the point? So,
Yeah. And we did our initial, like, what it was like a year straight of episodes, pretty much, I
yeah,
think.
because we
And
started
I think
it. Go ahead. I'm just thinking.
it was, I don't even know, 2023 at some point.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, and we kind of set our goal, right, to do it for an extended amount of time with consistency. And we did that. And I'm proud of us for that. But we have both gone through a lot of things since then and kind of just had to shift focus into other areas. And I mean, that goes for a lot of different things for both of us. We had to shift focus into just making sure that we were okay.
Yeah.
I think first and foremost. So
Yeah, I
it
agree.
does feel good to be back because I have been podcasting a little bit with work, a little bit.
Mhm.
And it's kind of just like it's created this like itch to get back. And I know that like I like kind of like gently poked you and I was like, hey, we should really just schedule something because at the end of the day, you and I on this, like when we started this, it was a passion project. And I know that when we were both in the thick of doing this consistently, it's something that we both felt really fulfilled and proud of. And I do really miss that. And I think that even since then, obviously, since the beginning of this, but even since the last time we've recorded, we've both grown so much and experienced so much that we're finally able to kind of open the curtain again in a different light and just bring new experiences and new knowledge and wisdom in a little bit of a different way. So
I agree. I 100% agree. I feel like you wrapped that all up very nicely. And
I didn't know where it
today,
came from. It just happened.
well, it was good. It was good. Um, Today we really wanted to just focus on pulling yourself up by your bootstraps because that's really where we both are at. I know I've had some life things where I started this off and I was in prep in 2023 and I was like full fledged, and you go back and you will hear a different mindset than what I have now. I've decided to step away from stage. I'm not going to compete anymore, just because it wasn't serving me or my family in this season. And I'm learning to be okay with that. I'm better off now, but I know that I talked to a lot of people on Instagram and they were really wanting to hear about like that journey because they're in that same realm. And I know you're kind of on the opposite end where you have been away from stage and now you want to give a quick update on where you're at?
Yeah, so and honestly, I still don't know the full answer. I'll be very, very transparent on that. I still don't know the full answer. I do believe that I owe it to myself to at least give myself one more season. And I don't want to rush that. but I do want to do not just one more show. I don't just want to compete regionally. I do want to get on a national stage and just see where I stack up. Obviously, yeah, I want to, place as best as I can, but really I want to see all of the work. And because if you think about it, I haven't stopped since 2021 when I competed last. Like truly. It's always been working with a coach, consistent on, training on like I've never just like completely disconnected and fallen off of that. And so there's been the gut protocol, the repop, like all of the life experiences since then. I feel like I owe it to myself to just be able to at least see the difference between current Sarah and 2021 Sarah, and how much not only have I physically grown, but the mental as well. Like that's only going to showcase through a prep even more too. And I really want to experience that again. But I really just think that doing this competitive thing long term for me is just it doesn't serve a purpose for me either. I think that it will be good for me to get one more season in and then hang it up. So that's kind of where my mindset's at with it. It's not a solidified plan. I'm not married to it, but I do feel like that I at least owe it to myself to give it one last go and like
Yeah.
run for it for a full season and see what happens. And however that lands, I'm good with because I know that no matter what, I'm 10 times the woman that I was 4 years ago when I competed last. And like that's enough for me. But there's just so much more life ahead for me outside of competing and having to be so strict. And I think my long-term goal with it is like, I just want to be strong as fuck and look good as fuck. Like
I love it.
that's just what I want. And I don't want to have to be so worried because I've been in this mindset for so long, even though, yeah, I've been off stage for so long, it's still oh, well, I'm gonna compete again. So like that's always in the back of my mind with no matter what I'm doing. Like there's repercussions to this, there's repercussions to this. And while that's still relevant right now, I don't want to live in that space for the rest of my life. I want to be able to have one more really big push season in bodybuilding and then be able to pull back and live in a tangible way where I can have harmony, like the harmony of both.
Yes. Yeah. That's literally where I am right now. It's like, how do I create harmony between everything that's going on? Um, so I think a big part of that, because right now I feel like I'm really in the midst of finding that harmony. I don't know why there's such a delay on my end. So if you see that on your end, I'm sorry.
You're a little laggy, but it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But I think the biggest thing right now is finding the harmony between mom life and wife life and raising teenagers and elementary, working full time. Because good Lord, like I did
Your
not get
hands full,
people to,
girl.
oh my gosh, I don't, I needed this. Like I keep saying to myself, like I needed to be humbled in this way. But then how do I also like incorporate my own goals? And I really just had to take a season where I took a big step back from everything and had to be okay with that and let go of the guilt that was plaguing me because you come from a mindset of just being so disciplined. And that's great. Like, I love it. I don't think that it's anything to shit on, but I needed to figure out how to incorporate the discipline with the harmony of life.
Yeah. I don't think it's an easy feat at all. Like it's I mean, I'm not there. So I can't speak on it, but I can't imagine like even being in that like because we've been in this mindset for so long, the discipline, the structure, and while that is so, so good and so important to have built into us, like it's okay to pull back a little bit and just like, dude, just like fill your cup and do what
Yeah.
you need to do for you while you can still be disciplined and live that regimented lifestyle, but with the flexibility of being able to do what your kids want to do
Yeah.
and, be the best mom that you can be and fulfill what you need to in work and like all of these things outside of like it's not just about bodybuilding and that's applicable to fucking any career, any sport, any hobby, like anything that you
Yeah.
throw yourself into, like there's life outside of it and just make sure that like you're actually happy and you're actually fulfilled.
I agree. I will say, like, this past weekend has been a really good example of that for me because I just flew in from Texas. Like, this is why I look like a little boy. Like, I am so tired. But this past weekend, this was the first weekend that I went away and I didn't pack food with me. I didn't stress about what I was going to eat. And I just went through just my normal habits. So, before I had coffee, I had protein. I We stopped at the grocery store after I went to visit one of my best friends down there. So we stopped at the grocery store after she picked me up, bought fruits, vegetables, protein. And there was one morning where it was apples and chicken because that's all I could have available. And that was before coffee. And it's just like letting go of some of those reins while trusting myself to uphold the standards that I've had for myself and just the habits that I've put into place.
Absolutely. And I can very much relate to this because even though I am still, I'm still working with Mark and everything like that. And I just went, I mean, when I went down to San Antonio in May and I just got back from Nashville a couple weeks ago, and he's even like, because I'm not right now, I'm just kind of trying to get to a homeostasis. Well, I was. Now I actually am in a cleanup phase, finally.
Yeah, you
But
pulled yourself up.
like prior to that, we were just trying to like find a homeostasis and like get stress down, cortisol down, inflammation down. And when I went to San Antonio and Nashville, he's like, I just want you to enjoy yourself. Like, do whatever you need to do to enjoy yourself. And was I even close to perfect? Fuck no. But like I ate within reason. I didn't eat like an absolute jackass, but I definitely enjoyed myself. And I came back and there was not like I was up maybe like an average of a half a pound over that week. Like just
I
the
love
fact
that
that
for you.
I can finally like I've finally gotten to a place after everything that's unfolded in life, gut protocol last year, getting back to normalcy, life kind of blowing the fuck up again, stress being through the roof, and then we finally pull labs and cortisol is lower than it has been in a very long time. And I'm like, how?
Don't
But
fulfill.
like it just goes to show like all of the work that I've put in mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually will be number one there because like dude, I would have not made it through this year alone without building the relationship that I have even further with God because it's just I don't know how I've made it through, and that's the only plausible answer.
I love that. I feel like that
And
needs to be an episode of in and of itself at some point.
let's do it. I'm all for it. But being able to kind of see myself through everything that I've been through, especially this year that I'm not going to get into, and how I've come out on the other side where we pulled labs and Mark's like, we can kind of do whatever you want now. And I was like, what? Like,
Like, what does that mean?
maybe have never heard this in my life. Like, what do you
Yeah.
mean? He's like, bro, we can cut. Like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, let's do a quick cleanup phase before we go into a couple growth phases, and then gun for prep. So my hope is we're doing a quick cleanup phase, a couple growth phases, and if I'm able to actually finally compete next year, like less.
That'd be amazing. But also, I know you and I know that you're just like, whatever happens, happens. If it doesn't happen, it's okay.
Right. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I'm never married to any plans, but at this point, I'm like, the sooner we can get it done, the better.
Yeah.
Because like
Like,
I want to be able to get to that point of being able to pull back and find that harmony between both. I really like that is really what my soul yearns for even more than actually returning to stage at this point. And
that's
I
so
just like I
interesting because I never knew that. Like, we didn't talk about this, so I didn't know
I
that.
know. I know. There's been a lot happening up here.
I
Um,
like it.
and priorities have shifted. And it's like I said, I feel like I owe it to myself to just have one more season, go all out, give it my absolute best. Whatever happens, I don't care. I don't care. I just want to step on a national stage and look the best that I ever have. And I know that I will, and I'm good with that. And then I want to be able to just have a new set point for rebuilding forward, obviously reverse out properly, do everything that I need to do to come out of competitive season, and then just like be able to breathe in a different way.
I love it. I'm excited to see it all unfold, to be honest. So I want to see the prep. I want to see it all, but then I really want to see the harmony too. Because I think it's just living it. It's like I never knew how good it could be. So
Honestly. And like what's crazy to think about is like if I were to compete next year, finally, it'll be 5 years since I competed last.
that's wild. That's wild. I think it's just wild that it's been 5 years since 2021. That
Four.
feels
It's like
like yesterday. Wow. Whatever. But
but yeah. So, but anyway, like fast forward to now, right? I'm finally in a cleanup phase. My body's actually capable of handling what we're throwing at it as far as, okay, let's reduce calories, let's bump up cardio, let's do a quick cleanup phase. Maybe my body will actually respond, which it is. And it's
yeah,
nice to not like, I don't know, hate myself physically for once in a long time.
that's so real
I
though, because I feel that.
I literally, that's what Mark was like. Well, we can do whatever. We can go into a growth phase. And I was like, can we please just do like a quick cleanup phase? Because like, I feel like I've been spinning my fucking wheels since January and I just don't want to hate myself anymore. That's all. Like,
So when you say cleanup phase, can you just like talk about that really fast? Just in case
yeah.
someone
So
doesn't
we're
know.
just in a quick little deficit. We don't want to stay here for long. So I just want to, and especially because I've been at the same calories, same cardio, same training, same everything since the beginning of January, realistically. And it's just been like I need something different I feel like my reasoning for it, aside from the mental aspect of it, was if I go into a deficit, then at least it'll kind of prompt my body to jump into a growth phase a little bit better too. I'll probably have a better response if we cut just a tiny little bit, clean up, and then go into a growth phase. Um, we don't want to stay here long. We don't want to waste much time. Just quick little cleanup phase. So we bumped up cardio just very slightly, steps, and then reduced calories just a little bit. Really not a whole lot. It's not very aggressive. But I am already like feeling quite a bit tighter. So, and I've only been in my cleanup. This will be the second full week. So
Okay. And how long do you think it'll be? I know you really don't set it, but it probably like eight-ish something.
I'm hoping no more than 8 weeks because all I'm looking at it is, all right, yes, I want to do this, but we're also wasting time. So
Well, it's gonna lead into the big picture, so it's not a waste of time.
Right. Right. No, and that's how I've lived the last frickin' 5 years of my life anyways.
Yeah.
So like we know that I'm good with being patient when it comes to these things. I'm just ready. Like I'm ready to just
Yeah.
like get it done with.
It's okay to be impatient. That's
And
fine.
like I finally feel like I'm at the mental capacity place where like I can finally handle it too. So
I like it. All
yeah.
right.
We'll
Well,
go into yours because you didn't talk about you at all.
oh my gosh. That's because my brain isn't working. Um, well, for me, you guys know I was working with Mark, and then I decided to kind of just do my own thing. I stepped away from competing. Financially, it just made more sense for me to do my own thing. And I kind of struggled, to be honest. Like I really struggled, and I think that's part of what led into me not wanting to record. It's really hard to show up on video when you feel like you're not where you were or where you want to be. Um, but finally, kind of like going back to our theme, like pulled myself up by my bootstraps and had a little come to Jesus with myself. And it's like I I know there's so much value in showing this and like moving forward with this, and I need to just do it. So I am training 4 days a week. I have two upper, two lower, one glute focus, one just main lower body because I just need to get bigger all over. Like I just want to be strong as fuck. I want to be the mom that they're like, holy crap, your mom is jacked. Um, and I just, again, I want to feel good in my body again without feeling like I have to overly restrict.
Yep.
Um, so doing that, I just added in 2 days of cardio last week. So I challenged myself to that because I haven't done cardio since prep of
Oh,
2023.
shit.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So I did steps,
Realize that
but
it been that long.
uh-huh, me neither. I mean, it's been 2 years. It'll be 2 years at North Americans that I was on stage. So,
Which I literally just had on my Snap memories this morning that I just got into Pittsburgh 2 years ago.
and that was this weekend. Like,
Yeah.
how wild. It's crazy.
Timely.
I know, I know. So I added that back in just because I need that mental challenge. Like I needed something to mentally challenge me. I'm 38. I'm like I could probably use it for my heart health.
Yes.
You know,
You know this.
I know this, but like when you have to tell someone else to do it versus telling yourself to do it, that's a whole different ballgame.
Absolutely. That's why I stay with a coach because I can't.
I know, and I have wanted to. I need this challenge, I think. Um, And then just really, I'm not tracking macros right now. I'm not in a meal plan for myself. It's just protein focused. And I pretty much have been eating the same foods, varieties of them for the last 2 years. Like I know what I eat and I just eat. And I am working up my strength because I lost a lot of strength during that time. And
I want to interrupt you really quick though, because going back to you're not tracking, one, that's incredible. Like being able to mentally do that, but still having the discipline and the knowledge of these are the foods that I've eaten for the last 2 years, and I know that this is what fuels me and makes me feel good. So this is what I'm going to continue to eat, right? Rather than straying off, eating like an asshole. Now you're having to backpedal and undo a bunch of things and fix your digestion and all of the other things that go along with eating shit that has no purpose, right? Like you're eating to fuel your body. And I think that that's really important to note is even though you're not on a strict meal plan or even counting macros or anything like that, you're still eating in a way that you know serves your body.
I think that's a really good point. And I will say, like, I was the one that was eating like an asshole for a little bit. And I had to be reminded of, oh, this is why my body doesn't like this.
Mhm.
Um, so once you experience that, it it's easier for me to go back to what I was doing because I did it for so long.
Exactly. And like you have that awareness. A lot of people don't even work with a coach, or once they do start working with a coach, then they start to build up that awareness of like, oh,
Mhm.
I ate this and this is the way that I feel after. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't even know that. And I think that that's a superpower in our sport of learning that and learning how it affects our body, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever, and having the capacity to be like, it doesn't agree with my body, so I'm not going to eat it. I'm going
Yeah.
to eat with what makes me feel good, what fuels me, what gives me energy, what agrees with my digestion, all of these things, and not have it be an emotional thing, but an actual tool.
Yes. I think that's such a good point, especially when you haven't worked with a coach or you don't know how you can feel until you actually feel it. And there's so many of us, and I was that in the past where I just didn't know how to feel my body. So I just thought that feeling like crap and having headaches every day, like that was normal. And I just needed to give myself better food and drink more water. And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
amazing how much that changes.
Oh, yeah. And like even, my clients that are just starting even for the first time tracking food for the first time in their life, right? And they're like, "Oh my gosh, like I feel so good when I prioritize protein or, whatever the case, even if they're not on a strict meal plan, but just like macros and just like eating, focusing to eat on cleaner whole foods." And they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is like a whole different world."
Yeah, yeah, just because you put that in your forefront, like you are actually conscious of what's going in your mouth for maybe the first time in your life.
Mhm.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah. So I love to hear that you are finding, I know it's not an easy line to walk on, but finding that harmony between, because like we've talked about, right? There's like these push and these pull seasons. We've talked
Mhm.
about, we've beat the dead horse on this a million times, but it's so applicable because you have to experience kind of the extreme of both to find that middle ground between the two and make it work for both in a way that still fuels you, that you still feel good, but you're still able to go take your kids for ice cream or, whatever, and be able to enjoy that and not have to make it so selfish like you have had to in the past, and be able to find that center ground between being a mother and being an athlete. And I
Yeah,
just want I'm so proud of you for that.
thank you. Thanks. I feel like I'm still in it, so it's like I can't take that yet. So I will take that once I feel confident in where I'm at.
Well, I'll just keep telling you, it's fine.
Thanks. You just keep telling me. But no, I think this is a really good point to be making. Just because there are so many people, like I know you probably hear it with your clients. I've heard it with my clients of like, I don't want to do this forever. And like, you don't have to. You have to go through the nitty gritty and the points where you are in that push season and you are really focused and dialed in on certain areas, um, so that you can get to a point where you can be in harmony.
And not only that, like my goal as a coach is to instill these things in you so that you don't need me.
Oh my
Like,
God, yeah.
I don't
I
want you
want you to
forever.
know. Yes.
I don't want you forever.
I love that you think that way too, because I've said that from the get-go. I'm like, I want you to have these tools and I want you to graduate from me. Like, go live your life.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. So I love it. This was
Just
fun.
got,
I
yeah.
miss this.
I miss this too. We're gonna have to do more like I have a freaking fly in here. We're
Our
gonna have to do
goal,
more like,
our
huh?
goal, Becky and I talked about this. Our goal is to make a comeback of every other week. So that's our goal right now, and we're gonna make it happen. I don't foresee a mental burnout anytime soon, but like who knows? That could vary. I could be wrong.
Like, knock on wood, man. After the last 2 years, you shut your mouth.
Anything could fucking happen.
On that note, we will see you guys when we see you guys.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye. How do I stop it?